All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. Dale, let's get this going. Wow. Woo! My God. You had no idea, yo. You had no idea. No one's watching me. No one's where I exist. Damn. But it's okay. I don't even bother. I just almost got 100 followers. Damn, is that difficult to buy 100 followers? I'm not view buying. I'm doing this with attention. I'm not trying to get, I'm not trying to pay shit, bro. Like, damn. Amen to this bottle. I'm not buying any worldwide bottles. It's too much. Okay. Memorial Day. Oh, damn. I forgot to say it's Memorial Day. Hold up a second. It's Memorial Day, and I never even said on Memorial Day. But how's it going, everybody? How's it going? How you burning? How you burning? How you burn? It's me, Element Reptile. That I don't think anybody knows I even exist. Happy Memorial Day. I am officially back from freaking Canada. You have no idea, bro, stuff I've been to Canada, bro. You already see it. You didn't see. I know. Again, I don't exist again, but I'm here, bro. I'm back. I made it back, nice and safe and peacefully. I touched so much grass this day. You have no idea. The things I've been through, the amount of trips I went to throughout the whole week. Was actually what paid off. Yes, I know I went with my parents, but hey, they told me, listen, stop following us. You go in your own path. I said, okay. I did. So I decided, okay, let's screw it. I don't want to waste the chance. I mean, I haven't been anywhere. Just kidding. I went by myself. Well, I actually went with them, but we split. Usually, we expect each other for each other to split. We didn't go together, but we split. So yeah, and I decided to record a lot of videos. I have been to many trips. So to create content, mostly vlogs. I did my probably my most complex vlog that I probably wasted a bit of time, but it took me some work, was MegaCon. I know it's just 2 people watching because I don't even exist. Alright, fuck it. Plus, I also bought a lot of things. I bought some things in Canada. I went to Quebec, if you didn't know. I went to Quebec. I was in a mall in Quebec and I got looking for some sleeveless hoodies, and I got myself a sleeveless hoodie. For a long time, I got myself a sleeveless hoodie. I haven't worn a sleeveless hoodie since middle school, yo. Since middle school. You have no idea how long that is. My last sleeveless hoodie, because I usually wear a short sleeve hoodie throughout college, but a sleeveless hoodie, a t-shirt sleeveless hoodie, in fact, I haven't worn them since middle school. And keep in mind, middle school was probably the worst time of my life. Middle school was the most agonizing days of my life. I mean, so miserable. I made a bad credit of myself socially, and not only socially, I try to stay away after getting transferred. I still feel been treated like shit just because I can't stand. Just because, YN attitudes. Oh my God, this was before YN was even a thing after COVID. But, times past, still have horrible memories about that. But what matters was the sleeveless hoodie. I also bought other t-shirts too, anonymous. I bought some chocolate. I bought maple syrup, man. I've been to many places. I've been to really many places. It's very continuous. And not just today. Today, I forgot to tell you the fact that we are drawing right now. And I know I've been hauled off a lot, but I just got so much to talk about. I have so much to talk about, about my trip. Put aside the immediate shit. Well, we're about to talk about that soon enough because we came back. I saw a lot of news over some of my time when I was in Quebec. But first, what I want to do is draw this place that is basically a Timu version of France, which is Quebec. Montreal is another version of Paris. It's basically Timu Paris, while Quebec is Timu Marseillais in France. All right, but let's get this dude guys going, bro. I hope you guys enjoyed my drawings. That's already a long talk. Like, subscribe to my channel, and click down the link below. And also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Instagram on the description below. And let's start. Whew, that's a long talk. Okay. Like I said, it's been a long time. See, this photo right here, I took a picture of this. Like, on God. I took some good photos with basically my cell phone because because people will find me suspicious if I ever bought an actual camera. I'm like, oh, okay, no. I get very impulsive. I act childishly with the fact that I can't bring a camera, but I can't bitch and complain in front of a police officer. I'd be considered a freaking I might be considered an illegal migrant. I mean, I got the face, bro. I got the face of a goddamn Algerian immigrant, although I'm actually South American. And I guess part of me is a bit castizo, but I'm actually mestizo. Well, not really. I'm Montubio, and Montubios look like this because we're more admixturable than Arabs. I've met actual Arabs. But somehow, some way, motherfuckers look at me like I'm a double tanned Assyrian. A double tanned Assyrian. But, Canada's filled with immigrants anyways. It's nice and happy. All right, let's get this going. I've been here quite some time, I've been, many places. I mean, I took many photos right here. I have actually downloaded a lot of stuff. I'm going to see if I have in my files. Definitely downloaded a lot of stuff. Just to make sure. I haven't downloaded yet some of the areas in Quebec. Like, there was a lot of places that were named in French that to be real with you, like, I didn't name. Actually, I have a pamphlet. I'm going to be doing also, I'll probably do like 3 parts of this. I got also like a pamphlet of Quebec right here, if you see. But let's get to this. I'm going to keep drawing. We're drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. Cause snow fly back Chinatown. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I don't even exist. I'm just talking to myself. I'm back from touching so much grass in Quebec, man. Quebec was different. Quebec was a different thing. Although it felt the same. It's Canada in the end. I asked a lot of shit about the economy. I'm like, how's the economy, yo? And, it's like, it's not going well over there. Things are pretty expensive on the Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar's gotten shit. It's been said. Well, the American dollar as well has gotten shit too. People say, how about use the Chinese yuan? Well, I don't know what the Chinese yuan is. But if I were to buy something with the American dollar in China, that would have been perfect. But, time came by. It was pretty... I've seen a lot of good things. I mean, I already saw my video in the update. I was at a park in Quebec. We rented an Airbnb. We didn't want to do hotels. Hotels are too expensive these days. So we decided to take out an Airbnb, and we we went to there are places out there that were so fundamentally like surreal. First off, one thing for certain, I'm a Floridian. There's no mountains in Florida, number one. And everything was so hilly, like small little mountains that just toppled aside one another, And there was a neighborhood bar as well that I usually walk into. I have walked in when I first got here. I walked in twice, right? I met some nice girls, nice bartender. She speaks French. Yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah, in the east coast of Canada, everybody speaks French. Bonjour, passe-partout, all that bullshit. No one was as down bad as the Italians yet. I wouldn't have wanted to talk to him, but she was busy. I really was thinking. Intentionally, my brain was like, I want to talk to her. I want to know her, and hopefully I can fuck her in her bed, in her apartment. That's what it was, one of my first intentions. But my lines pooped out because she was so broken in English. And it's like, yeah. So we were having quite a hassle. But people were, I had some guys were conversating with me about, sports and stuff. I'm not a really sporty guy, but those people in Quebec, they literally take freaking hockey like it's goddamn, literally like a goddamn like soccer, like it's the World Cup. And if you think of hockey, if you look at the hockey in Canada, right, and hear them cheering on about it, and if you really, really think of it, observe it clearly, it is kind of like soccer a bit. It's just, with you're skating and a stick. You're hitting a little puck with a stick. That's it. There's nothing else. There's not really. I'm not saying that. Then you got points and rules. You got a goalie. Keep that in mind. You have a goalie trying to prevent you from making a score. Sounds familiar, right? In football, in soccer, you have, a passer. You have a bunch of players, one passing the other. You have a soccer ball. You're trying to dodge and skip around and pass to the shooter for they could shoot their shot. Just like, and not just that, you hit the goalie. You gotta shoot the ball past, make the goalie miss to get soccer, and he's preventing it. It's the same thing. I said that to some Colombian migrant who was spending there, he was just spending there for a few weeks, and he said, "Yeah, I'm just here for a few weeks, and I'm just gonna go back." It's like, all right, bet. It's like, all right, bet. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's not my place. I don't know. It's warm because he's a tropical guy. He's a tropical guy. His whole body bents on tropical weather. So, I understand him. And I was like, all right, bet. But I still talk to him in Spanish. And they told me there was lots of fucking Colombianas, bro. Colombianas, bro. You don't know how fuckable They are Colombian girls. They're decent too. Yet again, we don't know yet. Yes, there are some Colombians that are not so decent, but damn, them Colombian girls are hot. Like they're so, God. But anyways, after that, it was a Sunday. I went to Old Town. I went to the historic district. What you're seeing, this photo right here, what I'm drawing, I actually took a photo of this. This is an actual place in Quebec. It was called the lower town of it that I've been to. I recorded videos of this, many videos. I could show you others too. Like I went to, I can go to right now. I go to photos. Keep in mind, I hope to God. I think we're gonna lose internet again. If this ever happens. Like I took videos of this old district right here. And photos here. Look at these places right now. This is on my Google Photos. This right here, this was on the old street I've been recording time after time. It's historic. It's all French based it's Canada is older than the United States. The colony, it's a colony state that is actually much older than Canada. So, we're not the first. Canada is the first. See what it's got. There was this place. Yeah, I was at the Parliament. Right here. Look at these towns. I took these photos many times. Trying to get the same mold, kind of like, like the technique and stuff. See what it looks like. This one right here I got this castle like that from the Hotel Royal in the old district. It literally looks like a Tower of Terror ride. It looks like a Final Fantasy castle level. Easy as hell to beat. Look how big and burly this is. I'm still trying to get to that prism shape. Snow fly by Chinatown. Boom, blah. See, I'm trying to get to these trees right here. See what this look like. But yeah, Canada, it's something. It's my first time in Canada. That's the fact. It's my first time in Canada, and it's something new to me. Because I go out of the country just to go to my home country of Ecuador. And that's it. If not, I go to Orlando. If not, I go to Tampa. I go to all other places in Florida. But, however, that doesn't mean I've never been outside of the state or outside of the country, because I did go out of the country. But that's early time. I had an Instagram account where I actually went to Spain. Like the traditional Spain. and checked out the old history there. It's something else. You know, I've been to like Madrid. I went to Barcelona. I went to a town called Toledo, which is like an amazing. It looks like an Assassin's Creed DLC site. I went to this DreamWorks fantasy ass place called Alhambra. It's insane. It's got a lot of like Arab more history, like history that's more different from the typical Mediterranean European as like kind of history, because you know Spain has a multitude of history and time, right? But we always think that people think that Europe is the center of the world. That's the one thing that I kind of like got numb to it. There's a lot of designs I've seen on, for example, I went to a town called Seville, and it has a lot of Christian, you know, Catholic, very Catholic designs that are just like alien, very alien to me. That does not come from this world. I'm wondering, how do people do it, right? However, you know, I saw these same designs over and over and over again in the name of faith in God, right? And I got so numb to it. I'm like, yeah, that's big. It's amazing. It's European. It's beautiful. You know, it's huge. You just look at the design, right? But I'm just like, you know, I've been shoved. That type of culture has been shoved to my face for a long time. What else? That's why I chose Ecuador. That's why I chose other cultures, you know? Japan. Yes, that Japan's another thing that you have to keep yourself in mind. You know? Japan is not the center of the universe. Japan is not the center of the universe. But it is something so distinct from one another. And you can't shake it off. China. That's another thing. I'm so fascinated with China. So fascinated with Korea. Thai, Southeast Asia, and Africa. But they're not the center of the world. Right? And that's what, to me, Quebec could be. It's like Quebec is not the center of the universe, but it's such a remarkable place. Colonial, remarkable place. It's so old, man. It really takes you back to France. Like such places like this, such hillsides like this, really makes you feel like you're really back in you're really back in Europe. Like there's many others. There's way many others. But I've decided to draw this kind of fake version of it to kind of like get the, you know, like the visual, usual, you know, like approach of, I'm like, Jesus Christ, yo. It's so hard to speak and explain things without losing concentration and drawing. It looks like a Harry Potter castle, I'll tell you that. Yo, I swear it better not freaking. I know, like, between. Right here. This is like the first part. Well, either ways, yeah. I've been to so many places. And then I also was wanted to check out like the indigenous side of things. That's because because I met and why I went to there because I also because there was an indigenous woman on our way to Quebec. We did a 2 flight and things went smooth. Truthfully, I'll tell you this. Look, the flight from to here to Canada was to Quebec originally would have been 3 or 4 hours if you come to max. Really, it was like 2 hours and a half. It's actually really, really short if you think of it. That's the same flight, full-fledged flight to the Midwest. I went to I first stopped at actually what we did is it was a 2-hour flight to Toronto, right? Then we had to take another plane that takes you to Quebec. So it was a 2-stop way. We thought it was cheaper that way. And so therefore it should be cheap because you're going to one place or another. Toronto is the only English speaking city in Canada that thrives on the East Coast. Or maybe I'm wrong because I know there's Alberta. The rest is French, like Montreal, and is entirely French speaking. So it's a very bilingual place. Very bilingual. Much like here in the United States, it's been said in the United States, there is no official languages. That's one thing that not many people has ever caught each other for. People believe that bilingual, that the English is the primary language. No, English is it is a foreign language that we are that by law that was taken to be. But then it to Canada with French. French is a whole different thing for me. So I'm like, nah, fam, I'm good, G. I only speak Spanish, yo. I only know only tiny few Japanese words. Right. Because, Scott's the nail. See, I'm terrible at Windows. I'm trying to practice my settings. It's just so weird and hard. Oh, what? However, back to what I was talking. Because I'm getting too distracted to the point. Okay? I'm getting too distracted. Okay. What do I say? I checked out the bar, I checked out the place. Neat, historically. A lot of people around the world, yes. But a lot of fucking Asians. I'll tell you that. Lots of Asians. Holy shit. I've never met a place so many with Chinese and so many freaking Indians. And not just Indian. I'm not talking about like Native American Indian. I'm talking about the type of call center, phone call Indians in Bollywood that you see. Those kinds of Indians. Hello, welcome to church. Welcome to your call service. That kind of Indian. I met tons. There were tons of them, right? But what also stands out more? No. Actually, let me rephrase that. Let me cut that off. There wasn't an actual mass wave of Indians. No, there was legitimately a freaking mass number of Africans. Africans that spoke a lot of French. That is usually because, France colonized a good portion of Africa. The French colonized a good portion of Africa, so therefore people there spoke French. And parts of West Africa, Central Africa, absolutely. Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, absolutely they did. I've seen, I think, parts of Sudan, too. I met some Sudanese people, but I usually met Algerians from the Middle East, Tunisians, to people from the Congo, people from Tanzania, Rwanda, which was interesting too. Rwandans, not the Rwanda that everybody still thinks that the 1994 Rwandan genocide. No. Please stop repeating that. That shit is been in the 90s, all right? It is not a death spiraling country anymore. It's much cleaner, hilariously, than Congo. It's much cleaner than Congo, probably much safer than freaking South Africa as of now. But I've seen those guys. They speak French, they speak Gabonese. And we're the only ones that only speak two languages. Freaking English and Spanish. But we try our best speaking French, so we decided to just use the damn freaking the Google Translate. We had to use the Google Translate because we did not know a single thing of French. Maybe when we come back, we can learn French. Despite the fact that it's in a city, Quebec is part of Canada. Funny enough, I'll say this clearly too. I don't need to go to France. I don't even need to go to France. Why go to France if France is literally 3 hours up? It's Timu. It's the Timu version of France, but it will do for me. It does look like Assassin's Creed DLC, so I'll tell you that. Oh my god. How about this? So much crazy detail. I don't think I can make it. Snow fly by Chinatown. It's got a lot of big structures. I don't know why, but it's still good. I'm still fascinated how it is. I took these pictures. It's for old towns, bro. Old towns. Something else, bro. But also, I went to an Indian village too. So I'll tell you, the Indian village. Because I met a First Nations. They call over there in Canada. People say Aboriginal or First Nation. We still call each other Indigenous because we have Indigenous tribes in Florida. So their tribe over there was the Huron-Wendat tribe, right? That contacted the first Canadians for years ago. The Native American, they have an exhibit in literally the little town, the district town. Remember, so if you're gonna go, if you, when it comes to like big cities and towns around it, they're usually district towns. Like Orlando has a Winter Garden, right, and Apopka and Kissimmee, but it's still around the within the Orlando area. Much like the city where I grew up. I think the most famous district of all. If you let's say you go to New York City, right? There's that district town called, which is the Brooklyn. Everybody knows Brooklyn. There's another district town called Little Italy to Harlem, right? To Hell's Kitchen. Those are district sites. So over there, there was a Wendake, town, like a town district, right? And and it had a lot, and it preserved the history and culture of the Wendat tribe. The one part that got me, that really that became the biggest flaw, was that it was a tourist trap. Definitely a motherfucking tourist trap. I'll tell you that. There was the village. They had the actual authentic. I wasn't there, right? It was authentic, but it was closed. That's another thing. I was there, but it was unfortunately closed. I'll show you right now. Yeah, right here. I was here, but it was closed. It was at a hotel. This was part of a hotel that was there open, but I didn't get the chance because it was a holiday. I think they said they were only open Thursdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So I was kind of upset. However, they did told me you gotta go, like there was another place that's open, right? They told me, and I said, okay, go to the Hurat Wendat village. I mean, this one right here is it's like a longhouse. This was a wooden house that was genuine, so they had the part of the culture and stuff. So I went to the Hurat Wendat village, the Indian village. Man, I was fucking disappointed, yo. It was such a tourist trap, bro. Like, yeah, cool. The conservation and stuff that is all there and genuine, but nigga, you're not gonna convince me. You're not gonna convince me, okay? That that the people, the original tribes that were here, and the ones that are still here, are these niggas, bro. I'm sorry. These motherfuckers are straight up cosplayers. Honestly, bro. I met an actual Cree Indian. All right? I met an actual First Nation indigenous woman on an airplane who spoke to me good English and can speak good French. And who came to Quebec for an ecological meeting in the downtown district. I know who is that. And they say, but we are mixed. I will believe you if they're mixed. Right? These motherfuckers are not mixed. These people are not mixed. These are just straight up white cosplayers who are trying to present to French ass tourists. Be real with me, bro. Like, just say how it is. That the Huron Wendat are extinct. We have their culture, but the biological Native American Indian that lives in Quebec are dead. Just say how it is. They are extinct. On God. Right? Because you're not going to convince me, bro. They're more like, what, Nords over there. Shit. However, let's get to the real part. I went to the old city. I mean, bro, like, just take a look at this place. It is just astonishing. Look at the view of that. That right there is the lake that connects to the sea, to the Atlantic Sea, in Quebec. I should, if I come back, right, you could see the sunrise. We were there merely like what, 10 a.m. in the morning, 10 or 11 a.m. So the sun was already at noon. Sorry. Oh fuck. The twitching already is coming up in my case. It's like It's like like that. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah. But look at this castle, bro. Look at this place. It's so colonial, but yet, like I always thought, there has to be a video game. No, there is a video game. Rogue, I think it was Assassin's Creed, because I always talk about that Quebec is literally a Assassin's Creed DLC site. It's fucking beautiful, yo. It's got the town there. It's on because like it's a city built on mountains, on like a mountainside. There's small mountains, but you're able to build down and down and down. Some relatable to the city of Guayaquil, which is also built on mountains. But not like in this level, bro. You have these kinds of stuff right here. These are a lot of videos I've been recording, so I could make a good vlog. I could really make a good vlog. Like, holy shit. Oh, shit. But also, I was also here too on the part. Like, this is right here's I think the Airbnb. Yeah. Oh, you got, like, I gotta restart the whole thing. So, we're here. How it starts, right? At the airport. I was in Toronto. This is the Toronto airport. He was at the airplane. This was just for the vlog. This was our Airbnb. You have no idea. You guys have no idea. There's literally a freaking chapel in this place. Look at this fucking thing. It's huge. But we were just walking, right? I was walking into the streets when I first got here. That's the neighborhood. This is the neighborhood over there of the whole chapel area of the Airbnb in Canada, in Quebec. Like this was on a dark day when we just first arrived. And it was cold. It was cold. In a spring, it was like at least like 5 degrees. I mean, not like 52 Fahrenheit over there, because it gets way colder. 52 degrees Fahrenheit. I think those motherfuckers can't actually take it. I can see people run shirtless, ass naked at 42 degrees over there in Quebec, Canada. All right, hilariously, they are actually in long sleeve hoodies. And this was the street I was in. It was kind of dull and dark. Right here. Dull and dark, but I still walked in inevitably. I was alone. I was walking alone. Keep that in mind. Funny enough, I found a Mexican restaurant over there in Quebec. I said, "Oh shit, there's Mexican restaurants here." Yeah, and they're like, surprisingly, yeah, because there's Latinos literally living in Canada. Man, that's I don't know. I didn't know until now. Living in a French-speaking city. Usually, I thought it would be Africans. I thought we could go to an African restaurant. And then I keep hearing, and then wildly enough, I'm hearing these people dancing to Bad Bunny. All right. Now, that's international as fuck. Bad Bunny is being heard by Canadian French people living in a town, like a district town close to Quebec. This is a neighborhood town on my Airbnb. And then this one right here, Fernandidad, this was an art station for an orchestra. This was nighttime. This was literally on a dark night because I came from a bar. I went to a bar, which is literally like a block away from our Airbnb. And people were watching stuff. We drank beer and all that stuff. Just kind of enjoy the place, enjoy the moment. But I don't speak French. I'm the only one that never spoke French. I was a tourist, right? Yes, you have a lot of tourists actually going to this place. Keep in mind, even though everybody there, French is the first language, there is a moment where they learn to speak English because there's a rise because, Canada is English majority while French Canada and the East Coast is French, right? And therefore, they could speak both different languages. They could, like, I met this bartender bitch I met over there. She was so fine, but she was a bit tatted. She spoke perfect French, and the moment she knows I speak English, she spoke it like a true Toronto Canadian. She spoke French like a true fucking Toronto Canadian. Like the English dialect was just click on point, like dead set. I'm like, damn, bro, you can speak fluently, yo. I also thought too. Here, this one right here. This is okay. So you guys remember this chapel? Yeah, this cathedral right here that I visited. Okay, this is inside of it. This was the next day. This was during a mass. Everyone is Catholic. Keep that in mind. This was a faith. I've seen the youngest folks over there go inside the place just on prayer. I saw different colors there. Usually whites and Africans coming to this church. But look how huge that is in an Airbnb neighborhood. Keep that in mind. This is a freaking neighborhood over there in Quebec. This is just a local freaking chapel that they just built. And it looks like something out of Spain. But everybody was singing the gospel in French. Of course, you can see by the TV. Man, look at this. It's huge. Even though it's Catholic, it's Christian, and I'm like, man, like this. Okay, yeah, like I'm kind of like over that. I'm still over it because I went to Spain there. I mean, it's beautiful. Keep that in mind. Like, wow, that's amazing, right? But it's French. And this was the next day, right here. This was we're waiting for our Airbnb. Like, this is like the neighborhood but without the cleaner. It's the same place. We were just waiting for our neighborhood. And it's still under construction. They're still trying to refurbish that place. Meanwhile, on the road to downtown, to the old Quebec, it looks a lot like United States. Because again, you keep in mind, this is a colonial district. This is a colonial town. Our Airbnb, man, like, we were not really impressed. The Airbnb was not impressed. I was not impressed with Airbnb. Like, there are walls that were just too narrow. There were areas there was some of the decorations that they have. They kept trying to keep it nice and clean. There was a lot of stuff missing. There was a lot of stuff missing that were needed. But they did have a good, like a shampoo dispensary that they just put soap and shampoo in order to take a shower, so you're good. But They had a mirror that was kind of like broken, and man, it was fun. It was not quite the place, but they did their best. Let's cherish them. Let's cherish them motherfuckers. That was our role, right? So then now we made an order. I already did this before. I showed you before. Look at the place, man. Look at this place. Oh yes, it was colonized. They colonized and massacred a bunch of red-skinned people that are los dueños of the place, right? We all know that. We know they did trust. They tried to build civilizations and recognizations, even though the pilgrims wanted to stuff. Oh yeah, this one right here, yeah. I also recorded myself, because I'm gonna do the vlog video. I had such a thick goatee. I forgot to shave. I forgot to kind of like trim my goatee, so I'm built. I looked like a true Mexican over there, but it's quite the hassle. Like I try to look so Mexican, yo, but motherfuckers still think I'm out like I'm from the Middle East. Like, damn, bro. So I am basically brown for nothing. Yeah, this is like the district parliament, not the parliament, but this is the old town, the old circle. There's like another hotel. There's two original hotels. There's the Grand Hotel, and then there's another hotel that where they had like a visitor center and information about the place, about what Quebec is and what the things to do over there. I mean, the difference between Montreal and Quebec is so totally different. Because in Montreal, even though it's which is the bigger version of the bigger Timu, France. Quebec is basically like the town outside of Paris. Montreal is Timu, Paris, while Quebec is the other French towns of Timu, France. But I'm not saying it as an insult. No. You know, I once said that right out loud because I was so excited to see my friends, right? Show my friends on a video chat, and he was like, "Yo, this place looks like it's crazy. It looks like that said, look, it looks like an Assassin's Creed DLC site. Like motherfucking Timu friends, right?" Two girls were like, "Yo, why are you saying Timu friends? Like hell no." They're like, people were like, oh hell no, what? Calling Quebec is Timu France? What? Nah, don't say that, yo. They're like, I know, bro. Like, I like it. No, like it. Like, bro. Like, they told me, like, we are not Timu France. We are an Assassin's Creed DLC site. That's what we are. And they're like, all right, dale. This place was an Assassin's Creed DLC site. But still, I mean, it's France that is cheaper, okay? Because I don't want to go to another freaking city, to across the ocean, to a continent that is already expensive. If you got it here, I can learn French. I can learn good French. May not be the same French. I can speak good French here. Crazy enough, too. In the Airbnb, I was looking for Netflix originals set in Quebec, and lucky enough, I found a movie that was from like 2020, 5 years ago, that was the first Quebecan Netflix. It was called The Decline. It was all French speaking and it was set in Quebec, and it gave off this right. And it was basically a thriller. It was a Netflix thriller. It was gritty. It was a dark, gritty thriller. You know, it was their first chance, their first try. I respect them. Story wise, didn't do good. To be real with you, the story didn't really do good. But it was their first try to make it something good. right? There was another one too called "A Part of a Perfect Family," which is basically like a wholesome comedy family film. Um, we don't know how that goes. I haven't seen that one. Well, the rest of French Canada is just Montreal. The one that was another adaptation to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? So Montreal Nine-Nine, or I think there's a specific Brooklyn in Montreal that they talk about in Canada. You know, so I kind of watch those things, but still I was there traveling around. Look at the port center. Yeah, you bit that. This is like across the port city. There's even more stuff to do. It's so old and so advanced. Not really, but yeah, historically is within this time is usually just European settlers coming in, but they built so much fascinating things. I was told because the amount of East Asians that were there that there was a Chinatown that's living abide in Quebec, but usually that was in Montreal. There's a Chinatown in Montreal. There's a Chinatown in Toronto. So that kind of gives off the thing. And I did walk around. Look at that. You see, I'm there. Look at the cars going by. This is some. This is on another side. That we keep going. All the buildings are of a different time and different eras. Right? Which is, that's me talking. Right here is the Citadel. This is like a fort. It was a fortress that was done for the war against the United States. When we were at war with Canada, we tried to take over Canada at the 17th century, right? Because we were born. We were finally born to say, all right, bro, we're gonna fight we're gonna catch fates with everybody just to get the retrospect and notice that we need it, bro. We're a young country. We're hundreds of something years old, and we're gonna fade with everybody to let them know that we the new niggas now. So that's how to get the respect. And we didn't win. We didn't win at this point. But man, this fortress was. It's like a ditch right here, and then it's two. There was two different ways. So it's like one fort on the front to defend on the lakes, and then there was another one for the men to go down. So it was well fortified. Right, I was going up. Right here, look at that. This. Don't you tell me that you cannot tell me this is freaking Tower Terror. And the view. Look at the view in this. I should have. The one thing I didn't that we should have done is we go to this place again early as hell in the morning to see the sunrise in the mountains. We were there. I was there out of 10. I was there out of 10. So it was quite the morning. And I also did had a good haircut. So to kind of get myself settled. And it was so good, the breeze. It was like on the 60s. It was like 64 degrees Fahrenheit, but I still used a t-shirt. Because I was wearing all black. So I was good. See me narrating. I went up there. It was a big climb, I'll tell you that. Big walk in the place. And you still gotta climb up. And I was talking about Indians and colonial stuff, right? So this right here is the full fort. That whole place is the full fort. And you can see the entire view. The lake, the mountains touching the water, the city, it's the hillside. People rest there. People, smoke weed there. Believe it or not, people smoke weed in French Canada. People smoke weed in French Canada. Hell yeah. I am not capping. No cap. But it was such a good day. And it was so dry. It was the best time. It was such a best time in the spring. Because not only that, there were so many flowers. So many fucking flowers, yo. You got no idea. Right here. I kept on walking and walking. Still more in the fort. It was still continuing to go on. Yeah, you see bitches come. Also, right there. I see there was. I found two girls like sun tanning, just for the sun, in public. So that was the funny part. And also, there was also still trying to refurbish too. So it was also a museum exhibit as well. I think it had it. Yeah, look, see that? See how it's fortified? The way it's built, because you're on mountains, right? You're on mountains, and they built down. They would build down. So one side would keep the artillery, the other side kept on the loading dock for and firing position to keep the whole place secured. So it was well fortified in that terrain. I think there was a game. There was a video game. No, there was not any video game. It was an Assassin's Creed game that talked about Canada. Assassin's Creed Rogue. That's what it is. Assassin's Creed Rogue, bro. That one's set in Canada. Assassin's Creed Rogue was set in Canada. Look, it says it right here. Look at the this is the description. Look, in 1759, following the Battle of Plains of Abraham, New France was ceded to England, though British military authorities continued to worry that France would reconquer the territory. Right? They soon discovered that the real danger lay in the United States. In 1775 and again in 1812, the Americans attacked Canada, each time without success. For England, the entire colony would be lost if the invaders succeeded in capturing the city of Quebec. This made it essential to protect the city with a fortress capable of resisting a siege until such time reinforcements could be dispatched to the scene. In 1820, London authorized the building of a permanent citadel, despite the high cost involved in such a project. So, yeah. And this is the citadel. This is the citadel. See how it's fortified, and they on the mountain, so they know how to keep it prestige to make sure that the cannons don't go, slamming them face front, so it just slams over. And it's still such a good view. Lots and lots of Asian tourists there, I'll tell you that. But I did met Colombians, I did met Peruvians, I did met Salvadorians. They were visiting. Flowers everywhere, too. I don't know if there's any flowers on that scene, but still. So I got this already. So. Who else? And then I go back. Yeah, this right here is more of the old city. It's amazing. See, like I know, I kind of know why there's a lot of tourism there. And it's more economic than fucking United States as of today, right, man? Like, I understand the Canadian dollar right now is in terrible condition. But I bought, I spent, for the whole week on an Uber, I spent it $170. Food, on the other hand, is more expensive. I'll tell you that. Food is actually more expensive. But the Uber from there, it was sometimes, the payment in Uber will go from $24, if you're going far, to sometimes to $11, $12. usually on the 12. Oh my god! I was like, yo, this is a breath of fresh air, bro. Abram, like that kind of money, like that kind of like drive. I haven't felt that relief of a trip since my Ubers just first started in Miami. $12 back then. Now it's like 160 in Miami. In Miami. Here, thanks to the Airbnb close to the Quebecan city, $12 to $15, sometimes 24. Though the Indian village cost a lot more. Right? And all of this is all colonial. I learned the history. I did took a, especially when I saw a guy who literally is Andrew Tate, but who has now became a father but lost all his strength. So he became a good father, but at what cost? I did interview some people. I kept going and going. Oh, I also met some Palestinians. There was also a Palestinian march that was happening too. I did an interview. I also interviewed these people, right? And talked about, you know, like their reasonings, you know, they talk about the problems going down in Iran. And if you guys don't know about what's going on right now, they have cut off the internet supply. They're like the internet and the Wi-Fi that was supposed to keep the world's hold. Now they don't have internet. So that's not good. But I tried this dude. I really tested this guy, right? To ensure that people who are still ignorant about the things that are going down in Iran, because Iran is, you know, is an Islamic dictatorship. It's literally an Islamic dictatorship. But I play it as the fool. I literally play as the idiot, and I actually got this guy upset, thinking that I'm someone who's marching, who's only talking about Palestine and how he thinks that, oh, he's a, right? And like, why the fuck do you think that way, right? And I say, I'm thankful that you reacted that way, because I'm going to share this to the idiots who are still ignorant about Iran. And he was like, oh shit, like I tricked your ass. I fucking tricked your ass. I didn't want conflict, but he was like surprised. Although he was like, yeah, don't do that again. Then came this place. I'm going to make a separate video about this place. Bro, I went to, dude, you have no idea of this place. I found a, like, in Quebec, right? There's literally a mall with a freaking amusement park inside. Yo, man, look at this place. Look at this place. It's got a Ferris wheel. It's got a freaking roller coaster. Bro, it's got a freaking roller coaster here. How the fuck is this possible? This place called Mega Park. Like the mall, it has a different name, but we just call it the Mega Park Mall. It's got a freaking roller coaster inside a mall, yo. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I know I do, right? I do, yes, because it snows hard in Quebec, so everything needs to be inside, which is a good thing. You know, you want fun, but the blizzard and go outside, hell no, right? So I think that makes better sense. But still, like, this is true. I went inside this roller coaster. I think I had it. Oh, don't tell me. Yeah, I went inside the roller coaster. Oh no, I couldn't record it. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I actually recorded the roller coaster. I actually recorded the roller coaster. I don't know what's the name of this roller coaster, but it was called Electro. And it's basically just a kid ride. It's basically like a kid's roller coaster, but it's still inside a mall, yo. I mean, it's like it was the first time. Funny enough, it was the first time that a roller coaster that I went to an attraction park that was outside of Orlando. Now, it ain't the same. It ain't the same as Orlando. It will never be at the same level as Orlando. There were other rides too. There was this. It was usually like carnival rides. There was also this pendulum ride there too. Also, I went to this drop ride. This was a drop ride here too. I went to. So that was kind of favorable. Even though it was usually a family-friendly place, it was mostly for kids, for like teenagers, young adults. But that did not faze me. That shit did not faze me. Seeing that in a mall, in a freaking mall, yo, you got me tripping, yo. You got me tripping. I'm riding that shit within a heartbeat. I don't care if there's mascots and Ferris wheels. I'm not even allowed to go to this place. I don't give, yo. I'm riding this. And I did. Ride I did. Oh, I didn't even record it. Shucks. I didn't record it. I didn't record the ride. Oh, fuck it. But hell, here's a carousel. It's got arcades and everything, man. But then, inside a mall. And it's got even an ice skating rink. A traveling ice skating rink in there, too. There was also a zip line, like an indoor zip line ride there too, but it was closed. So it was only 3 attractions. Originally it was like 4 attractions, 4 good attractions for me to kind of ride into, but it wasn't there. Now, everything else, I went to a mall. And Lord and behold, there's anime. I was in a studio theme park. There's way more stuff I've been to. Way more stuff been to. Native village, yeah, I went to the indigenous village over there, but I was not impressed. Not because of the craftsmanship, yes. The craftsmanship, let's not disrespect the craftsmanship of the indigenous. They were genuine. It's just that, man. It's just that. Like, I know white people, I know the type of indigenous artworks that when it's done by white people versus the indigenous artworks that are actually done by actual Native Americans. I know the great difference. But still, it's still an amazing place. In the end, it's got I think there was a snake painting. Yeah, they're right there. It's still got some good turtle place. It's got long houses. It's got potlatch. Not really a potlatch, but it was quite a kingdom. It was quite a view. It had a turtle place. Although it was on a rainy place, I was not impressed. But in the Airbnb, I actually found I recorded a lot of videos. I think I already did so much short form content on the shorts. You already saw in this one. I was here on the Grand Lake of things. I mean, look at this view. Look at that. A good place to kind of like ease out my stress, to touch grass. People there touch lots of grass. I'll tell you that. They had to go to school. Yeah, there's a lot of kids at school. So another interesting part that if you look at in the movies of like that movie I saw in France, they had uniforms. When I went to Quebec, nobody had uniforms. I was looking at I looked at like there were some schools that you wear uniforms, but they were just the same thing as the United States. You know what I mean? I looked at there were a lot of elementary school children that were there because there were like two elementary schools and there was a middle school, and then I saw the bus of high school kids. Everyone's wearing whatever they want, like America. Like the United States. And that was quite interesting. Usually I thought you were going to wear something more like fancy. We in America, like we have private schools in the United States. We have like schools that you require wearing uniforms like polos, because we wear polos. I remember in my public school, the schools I go to, you wear polo uniforms. You wear uniforms, right? I've been saying even up to freaking like up to high school. Like when you're in junior high, that's where you stop. That's where like you're allowed to wear something else, but still you wear. And when I was a freshman, you solely had to wear school uniforms. You don't. Once you're a senior, you can wear whatever you want. But most American schools, just like in Quebec, and they speak French, they just dress whatever they want. Right there. I know this one right here. That's that's one of my speeches right there. But I was touching lots of grass. So this is the park that I took a picture in. It was called Parc de la Rivière Bopot. I had to say, I don't know how to say French. I don't know how to fucking speak French, okay? So fuck you guys. Then came the next day. Look at the flowers in this. And this was on a spring. I should have taken videos of the place in spring, bro. There was literal real life rosaries, Dixie flowers that were blooming all over the freaking neighborhood and in the city. Like it's a normal day for them. Look at the original flowers down here. That was the bus, right? Because we were going to the French island. Many pictures, many videos of the island, but we were not really inside. This was just a photo. This was inside. I don't think there's an actual video of this, but actually video here. Look at that. That's that. We were on the island, just chilling on the other side of the mainland. There was a walkway area where you can actually walk in and you just take a picture of the ocean crashing, and there was ocean crashing on the streets. Almost wetted me. We were also at a chocolate store right here. This was a chocolate store that had a lot of things that were naturally made down the ground of Canada. And usually very French. This whole thing was French themed. The whole thing was really French themed. But they had natural maple syrup. And we managed to bring the maple syrup to freaking Florida, back home. We managed to get the maple syrup to Florida. There's a chocolate ice cream factory store over there too. Fucking perfect, yo. Fucking perfect. So things keep more and more and more and more. We went down. We were still at the aisle, right? Then we go into the, yeah, we're going to the Cascadian Mountains. I think, where is it? Oh, right here. This freaking waterfall right here is the biggest one of the biggest waterfalls in Canada, in eastern Canada, in the east side of Canada, right? This thing is taller than the Niagara Falls. That waterfall is much taller than Niagara Falls, and we were in the north. I've been touched. I mean, hear me when I say that niggas in Canada touch grass. They mean it. They really mean touch grass. All this done in the Native America. Look at this. Me cutting my own skin. My freaking beautiful backside of my head. Is that my cranium doesn't work. Look at that. Fucking thing, where's the waterfall? Look at this thing. Like, that's the mountainside. And that's the freaking waterfall. There's literally people walking in that bridge right there. And it was cold. Keep in mind, it was cold, man. I had cracked lips. My lips were dry as a mug, and it was cracking. And I had to also wear sunglasses too. It was hurt. I was thinking too, like, yo, like, people take a shower here. I try to be funny in my videos. So I have a lot of videos to edit. And such. You know, I'll be continuing again more of this soon enough, bro. Oh my god, bro, this fucking cathedral, bro. Even though it's colonial, it's built on top of Native American tombs. But fuck, man, look at this thing. That right there is inside that's a cathedral. That's a chapel of a church in Quebec. This thing is freaking huge, yo. Yes, European and Christian and Catholics, that I'm so over it. I'm so over it, and it's built on Native American territory, so I should not be surprised about it. But who's to say I'm not impressed with Native American culture? No. Actually, I was generally fascinated with the longhouses, but goddamn, you guys were not ready to see the freaking the chapel I was in. Where's the iglesia? Oh my god. We're back. Here we are. Here we go. Like this shit. Like, check this shit out. Check this shit out. Like, they did this to the greatest max.